I remain obsessed with food. It's sort of all I think about. Thinking about it right now, as a matter of fact.
Let's eat. All right, everyone, gird your loins.
So that is my mom's #1 favorite movie of all time. She loves your iconic delivery of "Gird Your Loins."
Yes.
Many people love that line.
Yes.
And she loves the blooper reel. And she has noticed that you say a couple of different lines in the blooper reel.
Oh, yeah.
And she would like to know about the process behind filming that moment, or like, was it improvised? Were people throwing alternative lines at you? Just walk me through it.
We were coming up with different lines. What was in the script exactly, I can't remember. It might have been "Gird Your Loins," but I think David is the one who came up with "Gird Your Loins," David the director. And there were a few others that are inappropriate. But that was the one that stuck. And that's the one that obviously that everyone loves. But we did kind of go, how about this? Say this, try this. It was really quite fun.
On Letterboxd, there are so many reviews from people who want you to adopt them, essentially.
Yeah.
Why does that matter? I'm adopted.
What? Oh my God! Who told you? Guys, we were gonna do this at the right time.
I was just wondering, like, about this response. How do you feel about this response of all these people?
I loved it. And this is a long time ago. This is like 15 years ago almost. I loved the script, and it was the first job I had done since my wife had passed away. And it was like 3 days, and I thought, yes, I'll go do this. It'll be good. And it was with Patty, who's one of my dearest friends. So I went and did it. I had the best time, and it ended up being a huge success. And it was just one of those experiences that it doesn't happen very often. We have all these wonderful people, and Emma was just really starting out, and you knew instantly. You were like, oh, she's a movie star, and also like a great actress. But it was great. It was a great experience. I wish I were as relaxed as a parent as that character was, but I'm not.
Which I know can't be true due to the fact that you have a homosexual boyfriend.
He's not my boyfriend.
Hey, no judgment. All God's children. It's fine. I was gay once, for a while.
Have you felt kind of like a proud parent seeing this rise of Emma Stone? I mean...
Well, I know, she's incredible. I just think she's one of the best actresses ever. She's also like a nice person. But somebody like Emma or Saoirse or my sister-in-law, Emily, because I met Emily when Em was like 22, you knew right away. You just knew. You're like, oh my God, how did she do that? She's 22 years old. How does that happen?
Well, I've lived here longer.
That makes sense. Because my wife is a literary agent. When the role came to me, I said, I just got offered this thing called The Hunger. I didn't even finish the sentence. She said, do it. She goes, those books are huge. People love those books. It is a fascinating story. And so I did it. And because the role was great. It was so much fun. So much fun. To be able to act like that crazy person, yes. Was fun.
Dipping in a little bit to your directorial film, Big Night, I love the way that you showcase like your love of food through cinema. So not just through Big Night, but with Julie and Julia as well, yeah. Which is one of my favorite films.
I know, it's a wonderful movie.
Yeah, yes. And you get to work with Meryl.
I know.
And eat so much delicious food, I bet.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean,
actually, that food was good. Yeah.
It should
Unlike
be.
On the set of Big Night, it was disgusting because we couldn't afford good food.
Yeah.
But yeah. Big Night was the story. I co-wrote it with my cousin, Joe Tropiano, co-directed it with Campbell Scott. It really was a way of trying to show the struggle between commerce and art, in essence, is what a major part of that movie's about. But you couldn't do it with an artist. It would be slightly pretentious, I think. But here, food is the art. The artist is the chef, and the commercial side is Ian Holmes' character, and where my character thinks he wants to live. in that world he wants to live in. And so through food, through the love of food, we're able to tell that story. And because people love food so much, it allowed them access into that story, I think.
What is it that you really like to do?
Eat.
I know. And you're so good at it. Look at you.
Well, Julia and Julia just came about. That was not any of my doing. Meryl and Nora asked me to do it, and I was thrilled, absolutely thrilled, because I was obsessed with Julia Child.
You worked with Isabella Rossellini in
Yep.
Conclave, who you famously worked with.
She was in Big Night, and in
Yeah.
the second movie I directed too. She's incredible. She's so funny. She's so nice. She's so smart, and I hadn't seen her for so long. We had been in touch a little bit here and there, but I really hadn't seen her for so long, and we just had the best time. She's great.
Your character in Conclave is a little bit more reserved or reined in than a lot of these other roles that you've played, and I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about that.
Well, that was part of the attraction. I mean, I loved the story. I had read the book a few years ago, and then the script came, and I was very excited about it, and I loved the role because he was very complex. He, plays things close to the vest, if that's the right expression. And that's always interesting because it's interesting, of course, to do the other too, but this is interesting because it's more subtle.
I mean, you've worked with so many incredible actors, and then with Conclave, now you're with Ralph Fiennes, and so many of your scenes are together, and you have so much chemistry. It's so fun to watch you two just perform with each other. So I was just wondering if you could tell me a little bit about working with him.
Well, I loved it. We had a great time together. First of all, he likes good food, and that is always helpful. So we would go out and eat together. But he's a wonderful actor. He's incredibly thorough. Incredibly concentrated, but also fun at the same time. It was wonderful. We had worked together before many years ago, so we'd run into each other periodically. But this time we really got to hang out, and it was great. He's great.